We belong here. This is the only place where we belong. We're not above nature. We are nature.
Yeah.
We need the air. We need the ground. We need the temperature regulation. We need the refuge. And we need to connect. And we have to do it here.
Welcome to the Whole Human Experience, your library for experiential wellness. So what's next for Costas Verdes and what you guys are doing?
Biggest milestone we've reached, and that kind of like put us to think, if we were able to achieve this, why cannot we make it bigger in a shorter time? So it took us 15 years to reach our 100,000 tree milestone. And now, and I don't know how we're gonna do it, but at least we're gonna give it a good try. We wanna get to 300,000 trees planted by the end of 2030. So in the next 5 years, we wanna plant 200,000 trees.
All
So
right.
we'll
You all
see how
heard
it
it here.
goes. And just for this year, we have to plant, in order to get there, we have to plant 20,000 trees this year.
Let's do it.
We have to plant in 6 new beaches that we
Wow.
haven't. So far, we have planted in 34 different beaches along the Pacific coastline, mostly North Pacific, but also Central and South Pacific. So we want to increase that number and reach 100 beaches along the Pacific by 2030. Have you ever wondered how we got the name of our country? I don't
Rich
think
coasts.
I don't think there's an official like an official version of how our country was named, but it makes sense, right?
It does.
You know, the colonists got to the Caribbean coastline and got to these beaches where the forests, the beachfront forests, are so lush, are so big, are so tall that the palm trees go above the ocean, like above the water. You can jump from palm trees into the ocean, you know, you can dive in.
Yeah.
That, you know, when the Spanish colonialists came here and saw that, I think it was pretty...
It's rich.
Yeah, it's pretty, you know, pretty obvious how you would name a place like that.
Yeah.
And we have lost a lot of this richness. We have
Yes.
lost a lot of our lush forest, and especially in the Pacific, which is where we do our work. The Pacific suffered a great devastation in a lot of its beachfronts, especially where you have a flat background. It was intervened and destroyed and disturbed to create cattle farms and other types of monoculture, extension, or intense farming in the past, especially last century. And the problem with that is that the amount of space that was disturbed and destroyed was so vast and so much and for such extended time that it lost a lot of its resilience and capacity to recover on its own, especially being beachfront, where you have a lot of salinity coming in every day with the ocean breeze. But anyway, it took thousands and thousands and who knows how long for this coastal forest to be able to grow so lush and so rich. And we took it away in a matter of few decades, and it probably would take thousands of years for it to grow back, you know, to the way they were. So the work that we're doing is trying to give it a little push. So if I plant a tree and I know it's not mine, but it's everyone's, what that brings is a sense of belonging. And a sense of belonging to a place and to a community brings love, because I'm giving away something that is not mine, and it's something that is not for my own benefit, but something that is for the benefit of all the community, of all visitors, of all inhabitants, and for creatures that used to inhabit this land and that were pushed out unfairly, you know? And to be able to put something like that into the ground, leave it, or if possible, if you live in this place, come take care of it, it creates a bond that releases a lot of stress, a lot of fear, a lot of fake control need, and it creates common community. That, to me, is what brings the cherry on the top to the work that we're doing, because we're doing it right on the spots, on the places that are more valuable for our communities, because everyone goes to the beach. Everyone living in Nosara moved here because of our beaches. Everyone is proud to say that they live in Nosara because of the beauty of our ocean and of our beaches, and that we are creating or restoring coastal forest over here. That, to me, is like priceless. Is the true essence of Costas Verdes. And that is exactly what we're trying to build, that is exactly what we're trying to bring. And this is something that takes a lot of time, a lot of repetition, a lot of commitment, but we're willing to do that. And along the way, we're hoping to plant those 300,000 trees.
Wow. Man, I've never heard Costas Verdes described like that. That's beautiful, and it just shows the depth of the importance of the work that you do personally, and then what you provide the opportunity for so many to do. Just thank you so much. Such a deep gratitude for you, brother. Let's sit in the shade and continue this, because it's going to a really beautiful place, and I'm getting so sweaty. Bienvenido, Gerardo. Or
Gracias.
Gerarbol,
Gerarbol.
as some say.
Yeah.
Did you get that nickname? Did you give yourself that nickname? How did, because
That's
arbol means tree, right?
That's another thing I had to create on my own. Nobody came up with it. I was
It's a
tired
good
of
one.
waiting.
And it's your Instagram.
It's my
It's
Instagram,
strong.
yeah.
It's a strong name.
Yeah.
How do you stay inspired to create change and to reforest and to keep pouring into nature when there's so much deforestation, there's so much development, there's so many things that could take away somebody's inspiration, and many people might just give up, be like, well, what am I going to really do? It's not really worth it. You seem to be continuously pouring in. How do you stay inspired?
Yeah, that's a great observation. Well, first of all, you brought the word curiosity, which is a big word for me. I believe curiosity is what makes us remain present. So kids are curious, you know. Kids are out and about, exploring, wondering, asking questions, and I feel like, most of us lose that along the way, because we start creating judgment around things. We started trying to find safetyness into what we have learned as a fact or as a given truth, and then everything else we have to judge and categorize around that. That's a false sense, again, of control, a false sense of safetyness. Something that I do instinctively is I just have to spend some time by myself. Like, I feel like I need to spend time with myself to stay connected with myself and to recharge and to try to feel that I am me.
Yeah. Do you do that in nature as well? I imagine somebody like you, who is so deeply connected to nature, there's a recharge there also.
For sure, yeah. I don't necessarily need to do that in nature, but I feel like when you're left alone with your own thoughts, you start discovering and talking to yourself. I feel like a lot of us avoid that because we're scared of facing our own thoughts or facing our own selves. And it's so much easier to be surrounded by people and doing whatever is supposed to be done at the moment or in the next day or whatever. And you can keep going like that for, until you hit rock bottom. But for some reason, I have always seek a space to be on my own, not intentionally. Just, I couldn't do it any other way. if you feel a call to do something, I felt a call to do what I do. I take pride on what I do. I love what I do, and I feel extremely lucky that I was not even intentionally trying to find what do I have to do in life to feel that it was given to me. Mm-hmm. And I think people are given chances. People are being given opportunities. People, they just decide to look elsewhere.
They're not listening.
They're not listening, or they are too scared to recognize an opportunity, to recognize something that's going to make them happy, but they have to give up comfortness. They have to go step outside their comfort zone to step into growth.
That presence is the theme I hear you talking about. And in this time, it's referred to as like the comfort crisis, but also the dilemma of distraction, where we are very distractible as humans right now. It's so easy to get on a phone. It's so easy to be distracted and pulled and have your attention all over the place. But to be present is so rare, and that is probably the greatest currency we have, is the currency of presence. And that brings me to the next question I have for you, which is just a continual curiosity around nature. What do you feel like is the greatest lesson that nature gives us? Because I know you say these trees are our teachers. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Well, before I go to that, I want to say that I'm just another human, yeah. And I go through the same stuff that everyone else is going through, and I probably have more basic lessons to learn than some people that are my age or even younger. And I also spend time scrolling down the phone. Like I'm not an exception.
Yeah.
I just happen to also be able to access other things that brings me back some peace and some connection and some presence, and yeah, trees are they play a role in that way. Yeah. For sure. I don't know, can you look at a big tree like that Guanacaste or that ceibo and not help but contemplate a little bit? Mm-hmm. And if you do so, you'll start wondering, I wonder how old this tree is. I wonder why it has like these yellow stripes, and why it's green, and why it has this belly, and then you start noticing like a wasp nest in one of the branches, and how squirrels are like using it as a passage through another tree, and then you start admiring. Admiring is another big word, because admiring is the fact that you're able to contemplate beauty and you don't have to want it for your own. You're able to let go of that beauty and appreciate it for what it is, and be happy and content with yourself by doing that. How beautiful is that, And I feel like trees are, or at least some trees, maybe like the trees that you see everywhere, start feeling more common, more, but every now and then you'll see like this massive tree and you say like, wow, what is that,
Yeah, that one does it for me every time, the ceibo. And I know you got a tattoo of it too.
Yeah.
There's some deeper things there.
Yeah,
of the
for
connection
sure.
to this tree, and I'm sure people in Nosara have seen it a bunch of times. It's like, it looks like it has stretch marks on it, right? Because
exactly.
Is it water retention that it's...
They are stretch marks,
yeah.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, like those yellow stripes are like new growth.
Yeah.
So it keeps expanding, keeps getting wider, but yeah, ceibo is a very easy example of a tree that is conspicuous, beautiful, attractive, and that you can easily get a little bit distracted with. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and trees are massive creatures, outliving humans. And um, so I think it's very easy to tap into that
Yeah.
if you allow it.
Yeah, I've been to the redwoods in California. So humbling.
Mm-hmm.
Those ancient trees, like the oldest living beings on Earth, right? Trees,
Yeah, yeah.
incredible.
Those are beautiful beings. Yeah. You go there and you feel so small, but you also feel part of it,
Yeah,
and that is humbling, right? And it's a beautiful feeling, and you feel like you're in like a fairy story, and yeah, there are places, there are specific trees or specific animals that are calling you to connect to yourself. Yeah, because we are part of them. We're all one, you know, and we forget about it, and we forget that all the time.
yeah. I even do at times, and I have to slow down on my moto, or like as I'm walking to the beach and I'm like, I'm going surfing, but then I have to slow and be like, wait, look at all this beauty around me. And I imagine people that in cities commuting and just seeing a tree on the sidewalk, right? Like the lack that you have actually, but you can connect to whatever is there, whatever is possible to drop in with. With the direction of humanity, it's a big question. With tech, with everything that's bringing more and more disconnection, especially from nature, I speak often to disconnection from self. I think you would agree to this. If you're disconnected from nature, you're probably disconnected to yourself. If we are nature, and that is us. What do you feel like the top 3 things people need to know or start doing to reconnect to nature?
Wow, yeah, that's a big question. I think to relate, to intentionally relate, like I think most of our interactions amongst humans are very selfish, are very like transactional, and I think if we intend, because we are in a human body, so we are human, I think it's the easiest way to return to our nature is to relate to other humans. And we have the ability to communicate through words, so it's easy, it's very accessible. And if we intentionally start relating to one another by genuinely see how that person feels, like there's no greater way to feel good than being of service. When you serve other people, when you serve a place, like you completely forget about your problems, completely forget about your body aches, and you feel connected. So I think that's probably like the most accessible thing that we can do as humans, and also like to make an intention to spend time with yourself. Like that's important. Without a phone, without a computer, without a screen, even if it's in the middle of the road, and or in the street in the city, like if you put your phone down and just like walk, if you have to go to 3 blocks, but you can just like connect with yourself while you're walking and observe other people and observe what's going on your surroundings, that is very healing. And if you practice it, it gets easier and easier and easier. And I think that we should all make an intention of doing it. And if you're doing it already, doing it more in deeper ways. If you don't meditate, I don't meditate. Like I don't sit down and meditate. I tried, and I never really built a discipline for it. And I used to feel very guilty about it because no, I have to meditate. Meditation is good for you. and I got sick of feeling guilty, of not trying, of procrastinating, and I was like, maybe that's just not the way that I connect with myself. Maybe I can do it through other ways, and I found out that I do it in other ways.
I see you do it in the surf. When I see you in the lineup, if you're not frustrated on a wave, because we all get frustrated. No, but I've seen you just sitting, looking out on the horizon. That's meditation. Like I've seen you, we lived together for a few years there. Like you're a meditative man for sure. I love meditative states through walking in nature, like barefoot, slowly moving through a forest. For me, that does it so much better than sitting with my eyes closed as well. I'm with you on that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. That's two ways. Maybe a third way would be to find something that you like. Something that brings passion out of you.
Yeah.
And commit to practice it. If it's either painting or putting rocks on top of one another, or
rock stacking.
if it's fun. Like whatever it is. And if you don't know, just explore and try to find something that makes you feel alive, makes you feel fire inside. Because I think that's super healing as well.
Yeah. Stay curious.
Stay curious. Absolutely, yeah.
What about on the more practical skill side of things as well? Because I think people having a green thumb was a lot more common a few generations ago, like connecting to gardening and being able to plant things, eat fruit. You actually walked us through how to plant a seed in this context. But any specific skills you would say people should start developing for gardening or for connecting to nature and being able to be maybe a bit more sustainable, not knowing the direction of the world?
Well, yeah, exactly. Connecting to the soil is very important. I think what I do specifically with our organization, it's more meant for restoring ecosystems. So it's you could say that it's in a way selfless, but we all depend on it. But how about try to grow an avocado seed in your garden or in a planter, And if you see that happening, I bet that you're gonna want to sprout, rambutan seeds or mango seeds and start building that curiosity, and then hopefully harvest some of that fruit. And I think that's very cool, because you see something growing that you're gonna enjoy, and you're gonna be very grateful for that, and you're gonna want to do it more and share it and spread it. And for the people who are watching this podcast are in Nosara or leaving Nosara, I mean, you don't have to plant a tree with Costas Verdes or go to one of our reforestation events or become a volunteer, but it is accessible. But we do want to share what we do. I definitely want people to learn what I know, because it's something that has brought me a lot of joy. So, and we need it also. So, we're happy to receive volunteers. We're trying to create more volunteering opportunities than in the past. That it's a personal commitment of mine, that I want Costas Verdes to be able to bring more volunteering opportunities and more people to share what we're doing and learn from us. but I mean, there's also, well, yeah, the Impact Nosara group, right? That platform was born out of a few of you guys that had the intention to connect the community that you guys have been building for a number of years to bring service to the land or to the community, and there's many other organizations. You know, Nosara is the land of organizations.
Oh my God, so many nonprofits.
It's overwhelming if
Yeah.
you think about it.
But this one is so important, and I'm curious, what are the different paths? You just mentioned a few, but I know there's other, small ways. There's financial contribution that can be a regular thing if, somebody isn't here in Nosara. I think you mentioned something about collecting seeds. So is there some other paths? Like, what are the small ways or big ways people can come in and contribute to this beautiful cause?
Yeah, well, for sure, Costas Verdes is a non-profit organization. We rely on donations to operate and to grow. We're definitely increasing our budget, so we're needing more donations now more than ever in order to get us to where we wanna go. And but yeah, the people living here or in the surrounding areas, there's very easy ways to contribute. If they don't want to contribute financially, they can contribute with acts. Or so if you have Guanacaste tree, for example, in your property, or a pochote tree in your property, or on your way to the surf, or on your daily dog walk, whatever it is that your routine that you have, you are definitely going through trees or going along the road with trees on the side, and we are in need to collect seeds of many different species, not all of them. There's a bunch of exotic species that have been introduced that we're definitely not interested in that.
Do you have a list of those that we can maybe put in the
For sure.
description?
Yeah.
So people
Yeah,
can gather?
We can do that.
Cool.
And yeah, if people can help us collect seeds, if they have questions about it, if they don't know what type of tree it grows in their backyard, even if they are not interested in picking up the seeds, but they just want to know what type of tree that is, like, I'll be happy to help them out, identify what type of tree is, if it will be bringing monkeys or whatever it is. It's all game for us. But we're definitely in the need for getting seeds. We have to reproduce a lot more trees, so we need a lot more seeds.
300,000. They're getting there. 200,000 more to go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Exactly. And the more our community can provide to the project itself, it builds stewardship, it builds ownership, it builds a sense of belonging to this place, and that is very important for us, because we need to make sure that people want to and understand the importance of the work that we're doing, the importance that nature has on their lives on this land, and we need to value that as community.
Yeah.
So,
Anybody that comes to Nosara, always the first recommendation is to come connect with nature and then connect with you guys, and ideally plant a tree. And you actually get your hands in the soil and feel it, because the thing I hear you alluding to is interconnection and interdependence. Like, we need nature, and in this case, nature actually we get to provide for as well and receive from. And so it's this interdependence and interconnection. And if you just come to a place like this and take, you don't get that. You actually don't get that experience of what you're saying. That the beauty of being able to give and serve is incredible, and you provide so many paths for that. So thank you for your education, but thank you also for the opportunities for people to come and plant and connect and offer. And you have a lot of plantings coming up too soon, right? For us to actually do planting here in Guiones and nearby beaches.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Like, it's a pleasure. It comes from a place of love, So we want to give that to visitors and to our community as much as we can. And soon we will start our reforestation season.
Yep.
So for folks watching us, stay tuned, because we will be announcing the first reforestation events. Not all of them are going to be happening in the immediate Nosara area. We will be planting up north and down south. But you know, other communities are needing it, and it's all, like I said, like we're all in this piece, in this little ball in the middle of the universe, and all beaches, or not all beaches, but a lot of beaches and a lot of coastal communities are wanting to do what we have done over here in Nosara. And I think the Nosara community, knowing that, and that knowing that Costas Verdes is based in Nosara, like Nosara community should be proud that we accomplished this in Nosara, and that we're taking it, expanding it to other communities in the Pacific. And the Nosara community is giving that to the world.
Yeah, it's a blueprint as well for things that are possible.
Yeah.
And that's what Costas Verdes gets to be. It's a blueprint for the world. Like, you put effort in, you can actually save the planet in your ways, in your region, and protect and give back.
Exactly.
And resolve that interconnection that many people have lost. What does it mean for you to be whole?
Oh, wow. To be whole, I think to be whole is something that makes you, it is the moment when you feel that you are complete, that you are not lacking, but you are abundant. And that you are, to be whole is, I don't need anymore, I'm content, I'm grateful, I'm happy, I can provide, and things can come out of me, then I don't need things to come back at me, but things do, just because I'm whole.
Beautiful.
Gracias, hermano.
Gracias.
¿Qué pasó con tu español?
Sí, poquito español. Okay. One question in Spanish. One question. ¿Qué hace a Nosara especial?
¿Qué hace a Nosara especial? Es una pregunta muy simple, pero muy difícil.
Sí. Simple es bueno para mí. Pero...
Yo creo que este lugar tiene una energía muy buena.
Sí.
Una energía que es difícil de describir, pero desde que yo llegué a Nosara me siento bienvenido. Siento que este lugar me quiere y quiere que yo esté aquí. Y creo que Nosara es un pueblo que ya existía y tiene locales desde generaciones atrás que se sienten orgullosos de ser nosareños. Yo llegué aquí hace muchos años y la tierra y la comunidad me recibió, y creo que estoy aquí por una razón. Y sí, Nosara te elige a vos. No sé qué es lo que la hace tan especial, pero la hace especial para las personas que viven aquí. Pues las personas que viven en otra playa van a decir lo mismo las personas que viven en Uvita van a decir lo mismo de Uvita, los que viven en Tamarindo van a decir lo mismo en Tamarindo, y eso es muy bueno. La verdad, eso es que bueno que las personas que viven en sus comunidades se sientan orgullosas, se sientan que pertenecen ahí, se sienten que el lugar donde vienes es especial. Yo definitivamente siento que Nosara es especial y por eso estoy acá, pero no sé exactamente si tiene algo, no sé. Mucha gente dice que el cuarzo, que la piedra de cuarzo, el cristal de cuarzo es como lo que la hace demasiada la energía especial y que te da como sanación. ¿Entiendes?
Sí.
Sí.
Yeah.
Sí, sí, pero
Sí.
no sé. No sé.
Mucho mágica.
Mucha magia, mucha magia.
Sí. Yeah, de energía.
Sí, sí.
Well, you're definitely a whole human. So, thank you for your work.
Thank you, thank you. I'm a human trying to live the human experience and
Yes.
try to learn and just live it out. And but yeah, it's a pleasure and an honor, and thank you for having me, because like what I want this to be is to be a channel. Is to be a channel for people to access into something that we are able to provide. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being a resource. We'll drop all the info in the description to get connected with you, Costas Verdes, how to contribute. I know we'll be doing stuff with the Venture Nosara, Impact Nosara, to collab, to plant, and to protect these coasts and to keep it beautiful.
Gracias, hermano.
Gracias.